Welcome back to the quiet, sun-washed village of Chora, a place perched on the slopes of Samothrace, where the days move slowly. The nights breathe softly, and the cats watch over everything. Tonight's tale is a gentle mystery. A story of tomatoes, a mischievous goat, and a ginger cat named Kydon, who solves problems in the only way a cat can, with patience, intuition, and a touch of feline mischief. So settle into your pillow. Let your breath soften. Let the world grow quiet around you. And let's return to Chora. In Chora, every home has a garden. Not a large one. Just a small patch of earth, tucked behind a stone wall, or nestled beside a whitewashed house. Some gardens grow basil. Some grow figs. Some grow peppers or cucumbers or mint. But all of them, every single one, grow tomatoes. Tomatoes are the pride of Chora. Round, red, sun-warmed jewels that the villagers trade like currency. 3 tomatoes for a handful of figs. A basket of tomatoes for a loaf of bread. A single perfect tomato for a story told well at the cafe. The cats, of course, do not eat tomatoes. But they watch over the gardens with the same seriousness they give to everything in the village. Especially Kydon. Kydon is a ginger tom, with a tail that curls like a question mark, and whiskers that twitch whenever something interesting is happening. And on this particular morning, something very interesting is happening indeed. The sun rises over Chora, painting the village in soft gold. The baker opens his shutters. The cafe set out their chairs. The fruit store arranges its peaches. And then, a shout. A startled, confused, slightly offended shout. It comes from Eleni's garden. Where are my tomatoes? The villagers pause. They turn. They blink. Eleni stands in her garden, hands on her hips, staring at empty vines. Not a single tomato remains. Not one. The villagers gather around her. They murmur. They frown. They scratch their heads. Then another shout, from Manoli's house. My tomatoes are gone too. Then Sophia. Then Dimitri's. Then Maria. Every garden. Every vine. Every tomato. Gone. The villagers look at one another, bewildered. Who would steal tomatoes and all of them in one night? The cats watch from their sunny perches, tails flicking thoughtfully. And Kydon narrows his eyes. A mystery. A challenge. A puzzle worthy of a ginger cat. He hops down from his wall and begins his investigation. Kydon starts where any good detective would. With the scent. He lowers his head, sniffs the earth, and follows a trail only he can sense. The villagers follow him, keeping a respectful distance. They know better than to interrupt a cat at work. Kydon moves slowly, methodically, his tail swaying like a metronome. He sniffs a vine. He sniffs a fallen leaf. He sniffs a stone wall as if it holds secrets. Then he pauses. His ears twitch. His whiskers quiver. His tail flicks once, sharply. He has found something. A clue. A faint scent. Not human. Not cat. Not dog. Something, earthy. Grassy. A little stubborn. Kydon follows it through the narrow alleys, past the bakery, past the fruit store, past the old church with its faded blue door. The villagers trail behind him, whispering, speculating, wondering. Kydon stops at a small gap between 2 stone walls. He slips through. The villagers squeeze after him. And there, behind the church, they find the culprit. A young goat stands in the shade, looking very guilty. And very full. Her belly is round. Her expression is sheepish. Or rather, goatish. Around her hooves lie the remains of tomato stems. The villagers stare. The goat bleats. Kydon sits down, wraps his tail around his paws, and gives the goat a long, slow blink. The goat lowers her head, as if apologizing. The villagers burst into laughter. Of course. Of course it was a goat. In Chora, if something goes missing, there is always a chance a goat is involved. But the mystery isn't fully solved. Because scattered around the goat are a few tomatoes. Uncrushed, unbitten, still perfectly good. Kydon steps forward. He nudges one tomato with his paw. Then another. Then another. He begins to roll them. Carefully, delicately, toward the village square. The other cats appear, as if summoned by instinct. A tabby. A calico. A black cat with amber eyes. A white cat with a star on her forehead. They join Kydon, each pushing a tomato with surprising precision. The villagers watch, amused and touched. The cats are returning what can be saved. The procession of cats and rolling tomatoes moves slowly through the village. The villagers follow, smiling, shaking their heads, marveling at the sight. In the square, the cats gather the tomatoes into a neat little pile. Kydon sits beside it, tail curled proudly. The villagers applaud softly, as if in a sacred place. They forgive the goat. They thank the cats. They share the salvaged tomatoes among themselves. Eleni gives Kydon a saucer of milk. Manolis offers him a piece of cheese. Sophia scratches his chin in gratitude. Kydon accepts all of this with the dignity of a hero who knew he would be thanked. Eventually, the goat is gently guided back to her pen, where she settles down for a very long nap. And the village once again feels balanced. As the sun sets, the village glows in warm orange light. The cats stretch on the rooftops. The villagers sit at the cafes, retelling the day's events with laughter and affection. Kydon lies in the center of the square, basking in the last rays of sunlight. A smear of tomato juice lingers on his whiskers. He licks it off with great satisfaction. The wind picks up, rustling the olive trees. The air cools. The sky deepens into twilight. And Chora settles into its familiar, peaceful rhythm. Thank you for wandering through Chora once again. Tonight's mystery was gentle, its solution simple, its lesson warm. Sometimes, the smallest creatures cause the biggest commotions. And sometimes, the quietest guardians restore the balance. As you drift toward sleep, let the calm of Chora settle around you. Let the cats keep watch. Let the night be soft. Good night.